Hi.
Hi, are you sure this course is just for 2499?
Yes, and you know this is the only course with this expertise across the world.
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hey, hi everyone. Very good evening to all of you, and I'm very pleased to see you all here. So, before we begin, can I please get a quick confirmation if my voice is clearly audible and also if my screen is clearly visible? So, before we begin our session, all right. So, if I request all the participants to please give a quick confirmation once if my screen is clearly visible and also if my voice is clearly audible. And today we are here for, all right, thank you so much, Pratham, for the confirmation. Today we are here for by Wizard 11 post contest analysis. And let's just wait for a couple more minutes so that rest of our friends also join. And once they have joined, then we shall be starting our session. Till then, all of you can let me know in the chat section how did the session went for all of you and how many questions you were able to solve. So let us see. First of all, we will be solving quiz questions as usual. We will be starting with aptitude questions, and then we will be taking a programming logic, and then after that, we will be discussing the coding questions. All right. So here we are. Okay, so all right, I guess we are good to go. Please start with Geeks Candy. All right. I'm also very much excited to start with the coding questions, but then to just maintain the flow, let us please start with these apti questions first, then programming logic, and then we shall be taking up the coding questions. All right. It shall not take a long time because we will just wrap these sections fastly, and then we shall be stepping to the Geeks Candy questions. Okay. All right, so I guess we are good to go. Let me just switch off my camera. I guess I'm on the low bandwidth. Okay, so I will again share my screen. All right, guys. All right, guys. Is it audible now? Okay, so moving ahead, what we need to do is basically we are having 137 days. So simply divide 137 by 7. We will be getting remainder as 4. All right, now to find the day after 137 days, what you need to do is simply add the current day plus the remainder. So when you will do that, you will get the current day as Tuesday. Okay, so that is going to be our answer to the question. That is Tuesday. That's the correct answer. Cool. Let us now move ahead. The next question is, what is the value of C if 12 is 3% of A and 8 is 2% of B and C equals B by A? All right. So, all right. 12 is 3% of A. Let's just write it down. So, as mentioned, 3% of A, when you will find out, it is going to be coming out as 12. And then when you will calculate, the next is 2% of B, right? So 2% of B, when you are calculating, it is going to be coming out as 4. So what we need to do is find out the value of C. So C is equal to B divided by A. So when you will solve this, you will get the value of B as 400. And when you will solve this, you will get the value of A as 400 as well. So that is coming out to be 1. Okay. So that is our answer to the question. That is option number 1. Next, Parul and Karan take part in 200-meter race. Parul runs at 4 km per hour. Parul gives Karan a start of 12 meter and still beats him by 8 seconds. The speed of Karan is. Okay. So, alright, they are taking part in a 200-meter race. So, let me just write it down. The distance that we are traversing here is 200 meter. Okay. Now, sorry. Okay, so distance that we are traversing here is 200 meter. Now Parul runs, the speed of Parul is 4 kilometer per hour, which means in 60 minutes she is traversing 4000 meter. So how much time will she take to traverse 200 meter? That is 4000 divided by 60 into 200. Okay, this is a basic unitary method, you can say. All right, so this is unitary method. So once you will find it out how much time will she take, all right, what you can do after that is you can simply okay, so Parul gives Karan a start of 12 meter and still beats him by 8 seconds, which means what, that Karan is starting 12 meters before Parul, right? And then even after that, Parul is beating the Karan. So what you can do is you can simply add the distance there. Okay, like he's the 12 kilometer ahead, so the total distance that Parul is traversing is actually, it will come out to be 200 plus 12. Okay, and then you can solve this equation to get the speed, and whatever time you will get by solving it, you can add 8 seconds in there. In that way you can find out the speed of Karan. Cool, you can use that method. Like first find out the speed of Parul that is given to us. Just find out that how much time is taken by Parul. All right, and then whatever time is taken by Parul, subtract 8 from it. Sorry, add 8 in it. Okay, so after adding 8, that you will be getting the time taken by Karan. Okay, so the distance traversed by Karan is 200 meter. Time taken by Karan, you will get after the calculation. So speed you can calculate by doing distance by time. All right, so in that way the correct just a second, you will be getting the correct answer to this question as, yes, I kind of missed it. Okay, just give me a second. All right, guys, just a second. Yeah, and if there is any confusion, do let me know in the chat section as well. So for this aptitude and reasoning, so the correct answer will be 3.6. Okay, you basically need to divide. Speed is what? Distance by time. Distance is given to you. You'll find out the time. Once you will do distance by time, the correct answer will be coming as this C option. Okay. Let us now move to the next. We need to complete the series. Series is, let's just write it down, 2, 4, 12, 14, 42, 44, 134, and so on. Okay, so what is the pattern that we are observing here is 2 plus 2, then into 3, plus 2 into 3, plus 2 into 3. Okay, so once you will do 44 into 3, you will be getting the correct answer to this question. And the correct answer to this question is, okay, sorry. So the correct answer to this question is option number C. All right, you simply need to follow the rule of plus 2 into 3. Next is, sum of present ages of Aarti, Bhavar and Charan is 98 years. If 14 years ago the ratio of their ages was 1:2:4, find Aarti's present age. Okay, so we need to find out the present age of Aarti. Now see, let us find out what are the equations that we have here. So let me write it down. The equations that we can form is, present age is 98. Okay, let me just write it in short form. A plus B plus C is coming out to be 98. Clear? And the next is, if 14 years ago the ratio was 1:2:4, means 14 years ago. All right, it is like this. Like let us say if this is x, it is going to be 2x. Okay, and then b minus 14 upon c minus 14, that is going to be 4. 1:2:4. All right, so this is the equation that you will get. And what you can do is, you can write all of these variables in one of the variable form. You can do it by, like, this is a minus 14, b minus 14. This will come out to be 1/2. And then here we have b minus 14, c minus 14. It will again come out as 1/2. All right, so the relation between a minus 14 and b minus 14, you can get it as like 2a minus 28 is equal to b minus 14. This is one equation that we have. Second equation that we have is 2b minus 28 is equal to c minus 14. This is the second equation. And the third equation that we have is a plus b plus c is 98. All right, so this is the third equation. So we have three equations here and we have three variables here. So once you will solve these three equations, you will be getting the correct answer to this question, and the correct answer will come out to be 28. Okay, so that is going to be the present age of Aarti. So option number B is the correct answer. All right, let us now move to the next question. The average of 8 numbers is 32. If one number is excluded, the average becomes 24. The excluded number is, okay, so once when you will find it out, so let us say this is the total sum that we have. Sum divided by 8 is coming out to be as 32. Okay, so what is the total sum of numbers? Total sum of numbers will come out to be 32 into 8. Cool. Now, what it is saying that from the sum, one of the numbers has been removed. So sum minus, let us say that number is num, total will become 7. And then after that, it is given that average is coming to be 24. So now, sum minus num will give you what? 24 into 7. So you can find the value of num as sum minus 24 into 7. Okay, so once when you will solve this, you will be getting the correct answer to this question, and that is option number C. Cool, that is the correct answer for this question. All right, as I can see, there is some kind of confusion. Okay, so all right, we will be taking it up towards the last of the session. Okay, let's just wrap these questions first, and then we will be taking up towards the end of the session. All right, so as okay, so this is done. Let us now move to the next question. The average temperature for Wednesday, Thursday, and all right, guys. What I want from you all is please currently focus on the question that I am discussing. These kind of doubts that we have, that options are wrong, we will be taking it up towards the end of the session. All right. Uh, okay, this thing answer is 28. Everything is correct with question number 6, right? Yeah, okay, that is correct. Now, let us move to the next question. The average temperature for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday was 38 degrees Celsius, and the average for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was 46 degrees Celsius. Okay, so if temperature on Saturday was 48, what was the temperature on Wednesday? So, let us see how we can solve this. Now, let us just write it in short form. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday average is given to be as 38. So the sum of temperature will come out to be 38 into 3. Cool. Next, what we have is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, and 46. That is the average. Divided by 3 is 46. So for Thursday plus Friday plus Saturday, we have 46 into 3. Okay. Now, what we can do is, it is given that the temperature at Saturday was 48. Okay, so as it is coming out to be 48, then what you can do is T plus F plus 48 is equal to 46 into 3, that is 138. So basically T plus F will come out to be 138 minus 48, that is equal to 90. All right, now if once it is 90, then you can substitute this value of T plus F in this equation, right? Okay, so T plus F, you can substitute this equation, W plus 90, that is equal to 38 into 3. Cool, and then once when you will substitute it, you will be getting it as, so value of W will come out to be 114 minus 9. Yeah, so value of W will be come out to be 114 minus 90, that is going to give you 24. Okay, so that is option A. That is the correct answer to this question. It is, the value is 24, right? Okay, let us now move to the next question, that is find the odd one out. So we need to find the odd one out from 303, 412, 541, 642, 725, 817, and 954. Okay, now see, odd one out, as you can see in all of these digits, what is happening is that the first digit is the sum of the next two digits, right? As you can see here, 303, 3 plus 0 is 3, 2 plus 1 is not 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 2 plus 4 is 6. So in that case, what you can say is 412 is the odd one out. Okay, so that is going to be the answer to this question. All right. Next, we have at a school conference, 15 members shook hands with each other before and after the conference. How many total number of handshakes occurred? Now, for the total number of handshakes, what you can do is just simply like if there are 15 persons, so what they will be doing, they will be shaking hand with 14 other persons, then 14 persons will be shaking hand with 13 other persons, right? Like 14 plus 13 plus 12 plus 11 and so on. When you will do the complete addition, you will be getting the answer as 84, right? So 84 is the correct answer to this question. Okay, next we have this thing, aptitude question. in which there this coding thing is done. So let us see how this coding part is done. 19, 13, 1, 18, 20. So it is 19, 13, 1, 18, 20, and that is encoded as smart. Okay, so SMART. Now as you can see, this is pretty easy to identify the pattern that is being followed here. All right, so the pattern that is being followed here is that A is the first letter of English alphabet, S is the 19th letter, M is the 13th letter. Simply that is the pattern. So on the basis of that, we have 3, 15, 4, 5, 18. So if you will write 3, 15, 4, 5, 18. Okay, so 3, 15, 4, 5, 18. You can simply third letter is C, 15th letter is O, I guess. Yeah, and fourth letter is D. We have fifth letter as E, 18th letter as R. So the letter answer to this question is coming out to be as coder. Okay, so that is the correct answer to this question. No, actually, the answer is not going to be 210. The answer that is going to be like if there are 15 persons, so first person will shake hands with 14 other people. Then second person will shake hand with 13 other people. Like keep this in mind that we need to have unique handshakes. Okay, what do I mean by unique handshakes is like let us suppose if A is shaking hand with B. If then B is again shaking hand with A, you don't need to count it as two. It will be counted as one, right? So that's why what you need to do is you need to do 14 plus 13 plus 12 and so on. Okay, so in that way you can find out the answer to this question and it will come out to be as 84 if you will sum all of these things. Okay, all right, now let us move to the next question. Now we are moving towards programming logic, right? Okay, so the programming logic. All right, so the programming logic, that first question is for the given nodes of a binary tree, find its boundary traversal. So we need to traverse the boundary of this tree. Let us now first of all form the binary tree. Okay, just give me a moment, guys. Okay, if you will do the boundary traversal, so this is coming out to be 1. What we have is 10, 20, 30, till 100. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Okay, so boundary traversal means what? You need to traverse throughout the boundary like this. All right, so when you are traversing throughout the boundary, you will get the traversal as 10, 20, 40, 80, 90, 100, and so on. Like after that you will be getting the series. Okay, so 10, 20, 40, 80, 90, 100, and 60, 70, 30. Okay, so that this is coming out to be 60, 70, 30. So that is going to be our answer. That is option number A. Once you will do the boundary traversal. All right, so option number A is the correct option to this question. Next is given the nodes of a binary tree, find the subtree with the maximum sum and return its sum. So all right, we need to find the subtree with maximum sum. So as you can see that in this binary tree, what is happening is that every integer is a positive integer. So what will be the subtree with maximum sum? You can take the entire tree in your answer, right? Entire tree can be considered as our answer. So once you have taken the entire tree in your answer, so what you need to do is you need to find out the sum of these integers from 1 to 15. So when you will calculate it, the answer will come out to be 120, right? So that is the correct answer to this question, that is 120. Cool. Let us now move to the next question. Given the length of a line segment as 15, and Geek needs to cut the line segment in such a way that the cut length of a line segment each time is either 7, 6, or 2, and we need to maximize the total number of cut lengths. Okay, so let us see if this is a rod and if this is of length 15, we need to maximize the cut segments. Okay, Now see, when your length can be either 6, 7 or 2. Now see, when you are maximizing the cut segments, you need to minimize the length. So first of all, let us start with 2. So what you can do is you can add 2 4 times. Okay. Now what 8 is, like this length 7 is remaining, because 7 plus 8 will give you 15, right? So what you can do is you can add 2 for 4 number of times, and then add 7. So how many cuts you are going to get? That is 5. Okay. So the correct answer to this question is option number B, right? Let us now move to the next question. That is, a student is placed at 0 0 in a square matrix, and he has to reach n minus 1 n minus 1, that is towards the end of the matrix. Okay. Now, which of the following is the correct path that the student can take? Value of n is 5. You need to find out the correct path, and here are the symbols that are given to you. You can only move through blocks that are having value 1. Okay. So as you can see, first of all, if student is standing here, so what he need to do? First of all, he needs to go down, then he needs to go right, then again he needs to go down, then right, then right. All right, these are the simple commands that you are following. So like in that way, whatever commands you are following, according to that, the correct answer to this question is option number 4. All right, that is the command that student will follow. Let us now move to the next question. That is, there are 8 stairs. A student standing at the bottom wants to reach the top. The student can climb either one stair or 2 stairs at a time. We need to count the number of ways the student can reach the top. Cool. So if there are 8 stairs, like this is a very famous DP problem. Alright, this is a DP problem where we run a loop, and what you need to do is T of n is T of n minus 1 plus T of n minus 2, right? That is the number of steps, like the number of steps a student can take. Okay, as a student can take only one stairs or 2 stairs at a time. So when you will apply this for loop for filling out this array vector, the final answer that you will be getting for this question is, I guess, yeah, 34 is in the option. So the final answer is going to be 34. Okay, that will be the total number of ways. Cool. Next is, there are 6 ropes of different length, and we need to connect these ropes into one rope, and the cost to connect 2 ropes is equal to sum of their lengths. So we need to connect the ropes with the minimum cost. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to sort our array. Okay, because we need to connect it with minimum cost. So it is 352814. So 352814. Okay, this is what we have. Now after sorting, it will be 1 2 3 4 5 8. Okay, this is going to be after sorting. Now what you need to do here is, as we need to connect it with minimum cost, so basically first of all we will be connecting these 2 ropes. Okay, so these two, after connecting, you will be getting the cost as 3 3 4 5 8, right? And after that, what you can do is you can connect again these 2 ropes, right? So if you'll connect these 2 ropes, you will get this as 3 is 3 6 4 5 8, right? In this way you can keep on connecting the ropes. All right, and basically for solving this question in coding, what we do is we basically use a priority queue which sorts the array according to in ascending order every time an addition is done. We have 4 6 5 8, then if you will add it, you will be getting as 10 5 8, right? You can keep on adding these ropes, and then final answer you will be getting is 55, and so on, like just keep on adding. Okay, so 55 is the correct answer to this question. Let us now move to the next question. That is, given an ascending sorted rotated array, the array is right rotated k times. So what is the value of k? So this is very much obvious in the question, that the value that we are like the number of times the array is rotated is 5, because as you can see, from 10 9 8 7 6, these 5 elements are in descending order, right? Whereas they have said that array is in ascending order, which means that these 5 elements have been rotated. It means that array has been rotated 5 number of times. Okay, that is the correct answer to this question. Next is, given 6 friends, each one can remain single or can be paired up with other friend. Okay, so each friend can be paired only once. So find the total number of ways in which friend can remain single or can be paired up. Okay, so there is this option, like either the friend can remain single or can be paired up. right? So we have these two options. So there are 6 friends, right? And also each friend can be paired only once. So after, like, we have choices, so like 6 people are in total, so every people have 2 choice. So total number of choices that we have is 2 raised to the power 6. Okay, everyone is have 6 choice, that is coming out to be 64 choices that we have in total. Okay, and then each one can remain single or can be paired up, and the other friend that we are pairing up, the friends that we are pairing up with can be paired only once. Okay, so it means that, okay, 64 should be the answer. Just give me a moment. If it can be paired up, and we have, if we are pairing friends, each friend is having 2 choices. 2 raised to the power 6 is going to give us 64, and then if we are pairing it up, then the number of options that we have is, alright, yes. I'll just come back to this question after a while. I think there is some confusion here. Okay, just give me a moment. We'll come back to this question as usual towards the end of the session. Okay. So the next is find the majority element for the following array. Array is given to us. What is the majority element? Majority element is the element which is occurring for more than n by 2 times. Okay. And here, what is the value of n? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Value of n is 12. So any element which is occurring for more than 6 times, okay, not equal to 6, it should be more than 6. Okay. So any element which is occurring for more than 6 times, that is going to be the majority element for this array. Now, as you can see, there is no any element inside the array which is occurring for more than 6 times. That's why the answer to this question is -1. Okay. Let us now move to the next question. So we are given a sequence of matrices. Find the most efficient way to multiply these matrices together. So this is again a very famous MCM questions, which is matrix chain multiplication, wherein we try to reduce the dimensions. Okay, I mean, whenever you multiply a matrix, what is the one thing that you need to take care of is, yeah, so what is the one thing that you take care of? This is whenever a matrix is multiplied A cross B and B cross C. So what happens is this should remain same, and then the total number of multiplications that happens is basically A into B into C. Okay, so we basically try to minimize these multiplications. So that is the code for MCM, which uses basically DP. So when you will solve the this code with that approach, so the final answer you will be getting for this question is 28050. All right, guys, that is going to be the final answer. Now we had some queries for some of the question. Let me come back to it. Okay, so all right. Okay, so we will be resolving this. Please, in the chat section, can I know the questions that we had doubt on? Um, we were having doubt on question number. Yeah, we were having a doubt on question number 5, right? So, as I said, if once you will solve the, okay, so let me just write it down, and we will be coming back to it shortly once we will discuss the coding questions. Okay. So, okay, we have a doubt on question number 5, and yes, that's it. Rest all other questions are clear to us. Okay, so we will be taking up this question now. Let's just start this coding question. And we'll be starting it after 5 minutes. Okay, let's just take a break of 5 minutes, and then we will be doing this coding questions. Okay. All right, guys. I think we are good to start with. All right, guys. So let us just get started with our coding questions. And yeah, this is the first coding question that we had. That is Geek and Ticket. So Geek is going on a New Year trip. He is traveling from train and need to buy a ticket for his journey. The ticket number consists of 6 digits. The ticket will be considered valid only if sum of first 3 digits is equal to the sum of last 3 digits. Okay, so given a string ticket which represents the ticket number, find out if the geek can board his train with the given ticket. All right. So before we proceed, can you all please let me know in the chat section how many of you were able to solve this question, because it is a kind of an easy question, I guess. And there's this a very basic logical aptitude that is being applied here. So can anyone tell me in the chat section how many of you were able to solve this? Let's just see. All right. And regarding the queries that you have, the question number 5 and question number 9, that has been noted. All right. So the question is correct, and the options that is being selected as the correct answer, that is also correct. So the thing is, if you have any resolved, any doubts, that will be getting resolved in tomorrow's community post. All right. Now, therein we will be posting the solution in details. So all the doubts will get clarified. Okay. The question is correct and the options are correct as well. So all of you can just wait for that. You will be getting the entire solution. All right. So okay, so this question was easy. Yes, of course this was easy. So what does this question says is, we have a string that is ticket. Initially we have 045207. Okay. So this is what we have. And then if it is a valid ticket only if sum of the first 3 digits is equal to the sum of the last 3 digits. So in this case, the sum of the first 3 digits is 9, sum of the last 3 digits is 9 as well, right? So that's why it is a valid ticket. So basically what you need to do is you need to find out the sum of the first 3 digits and sum of the last 3 digits, okay? So as it is a string, to access the characters, what you can do, simply use the indexing. Okay, so this has been done here. And as you can see, we can get the answer to this question by simply writing out return. We need to just return that if value at first 3 places are equal to the value at last 3 places. Okay. So this is going to be a simple code for this. And once when you submit it, we'll first get the correct answer. Yeah. Okay. So that is, this is the code to the question. All right. Let us now move to the next question. That is ballroom coins. Alright, so Geek has been invited to Geeky Land. The dimensions of the ballroom floor are n cross m. The design is such that it contains n cross m small boxes. Okay, let me just draw the picture so that it becomes more clear. So, okay, we have a n cross m room. Okay, n is the number of rows, m is the number of columns. Right now, initially, alright, as we can see in the sample test case, 5 is given. So, let me draw this for 5 cross 5. Okay. All right. So I have drawn this ballroom. Okay, so let us just firstly review this question. How many of you were able to solve this question? Okay, let's just see what we have here for the accuracy thing. Just a second. Before we move on, let's just first analyze the questions that we are going to discuss. Okay. So as we can see, geek and ticket that we have solved. So we are having the total number of submissions for this question is 128 and accuracy 74%. And as one of you mentioned as well that this was an easy question, so I guess every one of you was able to do well with this question. So as our next question is considered, that is given as geeks. No, sorry, we are discussing ballroom coins, right? So the submission is 22 and the accuracy is coming out to be 36%. Like, that's pretty fair. But then, okay, how many of you were able to solve this question? You all can let me know in the chat section if this was also easy for you or if you faced. Anyways, we are going to discuss it, and also you will be getting all the detailed solutions as well. But then, before we proceed, let's just see. All right. Okay, so we don't have anything for this question. No issues. Okay, so the last question that we have here is Geeks Candy, correct? So in this Geeks Candy question, the total number of submission. Okay, so we have larger number of submission for Geeks Candy and lesser number of submission for Ballroom Coins. Okay, but then Geeks Candy is having a lower accuracy. So we will just try to analyze. If anyone is having any unique approach that they think they tried while solving the question, so they can share that as well with me. All right. Okay. Okay, now we can start our analyzing because now we have analyzed the difficulty of the question. So it seems like the toughest question that we had for today is we can either take it as ballroom coins or geeks candy because the ballroom coin is having the lesser number of submissions, but geeks candy is having a least accuracy. So maybe that we can consider as a tough question. So all of you can drop it in the chat section as well. Okay, all right. Ballroom coins was easier, but it was getting wrong on the submit page. All right, let's just see how we can figure it out. Okay, cool. Let's start with now ballroom coins. Stop sharing. Okay, geek and ticket is done. Now in ballroom points, as you can see, we have drawn a ballroom. Okay. Now what they are saying is each smaller box is represented by a coordinate. Okay, and coordinate values are starting from 1. Okay, and we are given k coordinates in the form of xi yi of the ballroom at which a coin is placed. We are also given q queries. Each query contains a valid coordinate of the ballroom. Let AB be one of the queries. Okay, your task is to find the total number of coins placed in the rectangle with corner boxes having these coordinates. Okay, now please keep in mind the graph here is not starting from 0 0. The here indexing is done from 1 1. Okay, so let me first do the indexing. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now the coordinates where the balls are placed are 1 1 2 3 3 2 4 1. Okay, so 1 1, and then we have 2 3 here a point is placed. Let me color those cells. Okay, so we have 1 1 2 3, we have 3 2, and we have 4 1. Okay, now what we need to do is whenever q queries are given to you, okay, so whenever a query is given to you, basically what you need to do is you need to, like, let us see in query a coordinate is given that is a cross a comma b, and let us see that coordinate falls here. Okay, if this is that coordinate, this is that coordinate. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to find out all the number of coins that are falling inside this coordinate. Okay, if this is the coordinate that is given to you, then you need to find out all the number of coins that is falling inside this box. Okay, that box consists of 1 1 a1 1b ab. Okay, inside this box whatever is the total number of coins that is falling, you need to put it inside a box. Okay, you need to return that count. If there are q queries, then you need to return the answer in a vector form. Yeah, you need to return the answer in a vector form. The size of the vector is going to be the size of the queries. Okay, and for every query you need to find out the total number of balls that is falling inside that segment. Okay, so basically for these kind of questions what we do is, this is a very famous type of question. So what you can do is, also a question that is resembling to this is find total number of squares. Okay, this is kind of a high level questions that you will be dealing with on later. Okay, total number of squares that we need to find in a box that is given to you, how many squares can be formed. Okay, so what you basically need to do is whenever a grid is given to you, okay, you can keep a track of total, like let us say here is a ball, here is a ball, here is a ball. Okay, here is a ball, let us say here is a ball. Okay, so what you can do is you can keep track of total number of balls till this point. Okay, total number of balls till this point. So for that what you need to do is, for finding the total number of coins, what you can simply do is just add, like here we have one coin, so just draw a new grid. Okay, and maintain the count inside it. Okay, so say here we have one coins, here number of coins will be 1. Okay, here we have no any coins, it will remain 1. Here we got another coin, Okay, so it will remain 2 for all these things. Okay, here again it is going to be 1. Here we got a coin, so the count will increase. Here now we have 2 coins. Okay, and how the count is increased? Add the coin that is here, add the coin that is here, and subtract the coin that is here. Okay, diagonally we subtract, and the adjacent coins we add. Okay, so here what you are going to do is you are going to get 2 coins in this section. Here again it will remain 2 forever. Okay, now here what we have is, if you'll find it, like in this way you can fill the grid. What you are going to do is, a of ij plus is going to be, okay, let me write it here. So basically you need to create a new grid A, okay, of the dimensions n plus 1 and m plus 1. Okay, and how you are going to fill it? A of ij is going to be a of I minus 1j plus a of I j minus 1 minus a of I minus 1 and j minus 1. Okay, in that way you can find out the total number of coins that we have inside the code room. Okay, and also keep in mind how we are adding this. What you need to do is, in the new array that you will create, just keep in mind at whatever point the coins are there, replace those points with 1. Okay, let us write 1 here. Okay, replace those with 1, and then when you will do this, when you will run the loop and when you will write down this thing, you will be getting the total number of sum of points till that coordinate. All right, so that is the thing that you can follow for this question, and here is the code. Let me just enlarge it. So yeah, here is the code for this question. Basically, what we are doing is, first of all, we are creating a new 2D array that is A, and then I'm filling it with 0. But wherever a coin is there, okay, IT of 0 and IT of 1 denotes the x and y coordinates of the coins. Okay, so whenever a coin is there, I'm simply replacing it with 1. Okay, now after that, what I'm doing, I'm running my loop inside that 2D vector, and I'm doing this plus thing. Okay, what plus thing will help in? It will help you to count the total number of coins till that point. Okay, now once you have total number of coins till that point, simply you need to push it back according to the queries that is given to you, right? So this is the logic that you can follow for this question. And yeah, so this is the thing that will take the minimum time and the minimum space as well. So you can follow this approach. Let us now move to last question, that is Geeks Candy. All right, so we have quite low accuracy for this question, and this is anyways a hard level question. Okay, let us see. Geek is having n different candies bucket, and each bucket contains bucket of 5 candies. Okay, and it is for sure that bucket is never empty. There is always at least one candy inside the bucket. Okay, and one day he wondered to find two buckets such that the sum of absolute difference between each bucket to one of the two chosen bucket is minimal. Okay, all right, so here we have a query. Can we do it in such that if for each coin's coordinate x is less than a and y is less than b, we add 1? All right, but actually you also need to keep track of the number of coordinates that are having coins inside it. Okay, so for that, what you will like, unless and until you are not having the track of the coordinates that are having coins, adding of 1 will not be beneficial, I guess, because addition of 1 to what? You also need to find out that. So for that, what you will need to do is, first of all, you will need to create a 2D array which will keep track of the number of the coordinates that are having coins inside it. Okay, so once you have the coordinates replaced with 1 having coins, all right, you can then simply add this in the form that I have suggested. A of ij is a this thing. Okay, then you can simply run this loop to add the total number of coins till that point. Okay, so I guess you can follow this method and it will give you the most if it will give you the answer in the most optimal way. Now Geeks Candy, so here they're saying that, okay, at least we have one candy in each bucket and we need to choose two buckets. So let me first just make the questions clear to you. We have 1, 3 and 5 here, and the values that is chosen is 4. So okay, if we have 1, 3 and 5, okay, we have chosen two bucket values, that is 1 and 4. Now when you will subtract it, we can subtract 1 with 1, it will give 0. If you will subtract 3 with 1, it will give 2, but if you will subtract 3 with 4, it will give you 1, right? So that is the minimum. 5 with 4, 1. The minimum answer that you are going to get is 2, right? So that is the correct answer to this question. What you need to select these two values so that the distance is minimized. Okay, like we need to select 2 points, right? So that the distance, is minimized. When you will do the absolute, let us say this is 7, when you will find out the absolute difference, you don't need to find out the difference of these two numbers from this. You will find out the difference from any of these numbers which is given the minimum value. Okay, like let us say one bucket is b1, one another bucket is b2. So the final answer that will be, like you need to summation absolute values of minimum of element minus b1, sorry, element minus b1 or element minus b2. Okay, so whatever is giving you, like for example, if the bucket is 1 and 4, so if you subtract 1 minus 4 you will get 3, but if you will do 1 minus 1 you will get 0. So we will choose the bucket 1 for this element. Okay, but if the element is 3, 3 minus 4 is going to give you 1, and 3 minus 1 is going to give you 2. So we will choose bucket value 4 for this element, right? So what you are going to choose the minimum of element minus b1 and element minus b2. Keep in mind we are finding the absolute value. Okay, so once that minimum is finding out, do the absolute of it and just simply do the summation from all these elements. Okay, so that is going to give you the answer. That is the logic. So basically that is a very common notion, that whenever you want to minimize the distance. Okay, let us see, this is the 5 elements that we have. So whenever you want to minimize the distance, what you need to do is you need to select the 2 points in the most optimal way, right? Now what can be the most optimal way to choose the point? What you can do is you can try to find out some value that lies in the mid of it, right? So whatever values will lies in the mid of it, it will somewhere going to give you the most optimal choice. So rather than, what can be the choices, you can have whatever is the size of the array. What you can do is you can just divide the size of the array by 2, and then maybe you can consider that as a potential value, right? And what you can do is maintain a variable answer. Now what will answer contain? Answer will contain all the, like you can keep on updating the answer. Okay, update answer, right? And now what will answer contain? Answer will keep on containing like whatever the values you are taking. Like some of the values, let us say you are considering 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to have two values, right? So whatever values you are considering, let us say we are considering 1, 2, so answer will have the result that you will get after considering 1, 2 as answer. Okay, then let us say you are taking for 3 and 4 as two bucket values, so you can update your answer. If 3 and 4 is giving the minimum value, then answer will have the value as 3, 4, and 1, 2 will get replaced, right? So answer value is going to do that. So basically what you need to do to approach this question is, first of all, sort the array, right? That is the first thing that you can going to do. And then secondly, you need to create a prefix array, right? Why a prefix array? You need to find out the sum of the elements till current point, right? Like prefix array will be 1, 3, 6, right? So once you have this prefix array, and then from this prefix array, if you will subtract the two mid values that we have, that is mid 1 and mid 2, when you will subtract, you will be getting the direct difference. Okay, difference means absolute difference. Okay, absolute difference, you will be directly getting that. So first of all, create matlab sort the array, then you can create the prefix array, and then as the next step, what you need to do is simply traverse your array, right? And while you are traversing the array, what you need to do is update your answer variable. Okay, and you can take the different values of mid 1 and mid 2 on the basis of certain conditions, right? For example, if the value of j will come out to be n, like for example, if you have reached to the ends of towards the end of the array, then you can take it n by 2 as one of the potential answers, right? Like in that way you can iterate and you can update the value of answer. Then whatever is the minimum value that you are getting, that will be your answer to the question. Okay, so let me just show this code. Okay, so here as you can see, as I have said, we will simply sort the array. Once I have sorted the array, I have created this prefix array, and I have initialized the answer with int max so that I can store the minimum answer inside it. So inside my loop, I have considered two mid values, that is as you can see, if j is equal to n minus 1, in that case we are considering two mid values as lc and rc. And in the case it is not equal to that, then two mid values that we are considering here is LC1 RC1 and LC2 RC2. Okay, and how you can get is you can simply keep on dividing the index value by 2. Okay, whatever current index that you are iterating, simply divide it by 2. Okay, because we know that if you want to reach to the minimum point, what can be the potential answer? You need to be at the mid. Okay, if you are at the mid, then in that case only you can have the minimum distance from each of the elements. So at whatever index value you have, simply find out the midpoint of it, and then simply find out that what answer you will get if you will subtract it from all the elements. Okay, so for that, this is the formula that has been used. All right, simply subtract one of the mid values from the current element inside the prefix array. Okay, so yeah, that will give you the answer. So this is the code that uh, I have used for this question. You can have a different approach, but the logic remains the same. You need to find out the midpoint at every point, okay, and then simply find out the minimum answer by doing these calculations. Cool. So that is going to be the answer to this question. And if there is any query still left, that will all of you can drop it in the chat section. Or other than that, it will be getting resolved in tomorrow's community post, okay, with all the details. So yeah, is about this question. I hope it is clear to you as well. Yes. The codes to this question and the detailed explanation of the apti questions and programming logic questions, all of that you will be getting, and all the queries will be resolved. Please feel free to drop any questions you have, any feedbacks, anything, suggestions, anything that you have, you can drop it in the chat section. Or else please give me a quick thumbs up if we are clear, if we are good to end this session. And I hope all of you liked it. Geeks for Geeks is always there to help you all out. And don't forget to register for By Wizard 12 as well. Just keep on practicing. And then, before every By Wizard, we have some sessions on YouTube itself wherein we prepare you for the upcoming By Wizard tournament. So what you can do is you can simply just try to go through those sessions. Okay, you can simply access those playlists and you can prepare yourself well for the upcoming By Wizard tournaments. Okay, so keep on working hard. All right, keep on taking help from Geeks for Geeks. We are always there to help you out. Feel free to drop any questions that you have. We will be very happy to resolve it. So all right, that was all for today's session. Thanks everyone for being a part of this session. I hope all of you liked it. All right, so take care everyone, keep up the hard work, and bye everyone.